Hi guys, Artiar here. So Etheria just had a massive developer meetup where the dev team sat down with some of the biggest creators in the community like Sean B, Volkin and Geneset to have a meetup, right? So they have discussed a few stuff for the game like feedback and also their own opinion as well. So it was over 48 minutes long, packed with a lot of valuable insight from system change, future plans, PvP discussion, quality of life discussion, all this thing. But don't worry if you actually missed it or you don't want to spend time to actually go through the whole video. I'll be breaking down every important stuff that was mentioned, like summarize, and also timestamp it so you can just go through the video timestamp and find the section you want to listen for, and with some of my own thoughts included too. So let's take a look at the first thing. So at first, the first question is asking about what do you think about the new character in the Hyper Talk. So they did give every creator give their own suggestion and their own opinion about the new character, like what kind the kids does, everything. But in my opinion, that's not important, alright, because we can't really see in-game performance, everything. We can't really give a lot of feedback at the moment. But from this part here, they did actually mention about this. So this is every single breakdown from my note. So the banner duration is gonna be 3 weeks now instead of 2 weeks. Like the yearly banner is actually only for 2 weeks. Then now they're gonna extend into 3 weeks, and then there's no back-to-back LD banner. So for example, now we have yearly. Then the next patch is not going to be a LD unit, it's going to be an elemental unit. For example, the upcoming 2 unit we're going to have is green and blue. So we won't have a back-to-back LD banner, which is good. So they won't actually make like, this week is a light character, then the upcoming patch is going to be a dark character. So we're going to consume a lot of our LD pool pretty fast, which is not going to be the case. And there will be more SR unit coming soon, will be introduced with alongside with SSR banner, which is actually good. So the purple lattice won't actually go wasted, because if you actually max out most of the SR unit, probably the lattice will go wasted, right? And the second question is about any feedback towards the quality of life improvements. Okay, then for this part, the quality of life improvement, after all the creator, they already went through their own thoughts. Then we get the response from the dev, which is about the economic fixing. So nope, there's no economic fixing, but instead they actually gonna fix it by releasing more event, and the event will actually reward us more. For example, because they did mention like when you reach a certain point in the game, the currency will no longer be that limited, which why we currently is so limited is because we are just 1 month into the game. And then if they actually tune too much, like the gold, the coin drop or the resources drop, probably all the resources will be like too stacked. So they won't change the economic fixing from what I understand, unless you can correct me if I'm wrong. But they're gonna add in more new event to actually let us get more reward. So for example, the Etheria coin, we can actually get more through in the event content. So for example, the Dreamscape, which is the upcoming game mode we're gonna have, is something like a roguelike, and it will be one of the most rewarding events since Etheria Restart release, based on the dev team mentioned. So I'm gonna curious like what reward we can actually get. I think the most gatekeeping us in the resources now is currently the yellow lattice, and also the Etheria coin, and also the shell EXP. I think this is the top 3 things that actually limit our resources to actually build stuff and also build unit, right? So but from what he mentioned, so Dreamscape, the upcoming event, will be the most rewarding event, so we might actually get a lot of reward. So probably we can look forward to it. And also difficulty, you can actually pick a safer door or a more risky door. So based on the visual from here, so from what I'm guessing here, that you select the Dream Gate here. So probably this is an easier gate, and probably this is a tougher gate. So if you go for the more risky gate here, then probably you get more reward, something like that based on the video itself. Alright, then the other one will be the shell changes. So they did mention like the yellow shell we drop from the shell bosses is kind of useless in a way, because when we are able to grind, especially at Inferno, all those drop rate of the yellow is kind of suck, right? If we grind Inferno and we run like 10 run, and every run give us yellow, it kind of sucks, even though we're gonna sell it. So their plan is to change the yellow shell into shell EXP shell, which is the shell itself is actually for us to sell them to get shell EXP, which is the most gatekeeping resources we need to actually reroll our shell passive, all this thing. So they did mention that the shell EXP shell, which will provide a lot more higher EXP when you sell them. So they did give us a rough calculation, will be something about double the red shell amount of EXP, which is 20k shell EXP. for the shell drop they are selling. So this is actually good. So if we look in game, for example, I'm running currently. Okay, so let's say this is the Nico Nana Inferno. I get 1 red shell here, and then I get 2 yellow. Then these 2 yellow here will be changed into a special shell that we can sell it to get extra shell EXP. And then based on what they mentioned, it will become double of the amount of the red shell. For example, I shell this Golden Lion is 5k, then probably 1 special shell will give you 10k to 15k. They are somewhere the range there from what they mentioned, because now currently when we are grinding the Inferno, basically we're not going to use any yellow shell anymore. At that case, we're just going to sell the yellow one, and 1 yellow one only gives us 4,000 EXP, while the red one gives us 5,000 EXP. Then the yellow shell, every yellow shell will turn into shell EXP shell for us to sell it to get extra shell EXP. It will be more, probably 10k to 15k. So why they don't instantly buff the amount of the training data, right? Why they don't instantly just buff how many training data we can actually get from grinding the content? Instead, they wanted to change the yellow shell into a training data shell, because from what they mentioned, if they just change the number here, all the player base can't really feel the changes, because they will still feel like getting a lot of yellow feels bad, while even though the number here got changed, they won't feel anything because it's just number. So they don't want to have that kind of feeling. They will make the yellow shell to actually be something meaningful, which we can actually sell them to get extra training data. So that's on their perspective, instead of just tuning up the number, but they're gonna change the yellow shell into the training data shell. You can see out of 5 run, I get 1 red, and the red here is not even the 3 module one that is actually useful. So I would say the changes here is actually gonna be good, but they also gonna add a PT system. So sometimes when you grind like 10 run in Nico Nana Inferno, then probably you can get every single shell, all the shell is actually 10 yellow, right? It feels bad. So they're gonna make a PT system. From what he mentioned, it's gonna be every 4 to 5 run is guaranteed to have at least 1 red. So there's no longer going to have a situation where you run 10 run of Inferno shell bosses and then they don't give you any red shell. They will have a PT system in it, but how many is the PT system? We have no idea yet. He didn't mention, but he did give a rough number, which is around 4 to 5 run. That is a guarantee for red shell. But they did not mention anything about the threshold, which is the Inferno thing. So the Inferno now currently the problem is it still drop a lot of the 2 module metric effect, right? Because if you look at your inventory, if you're grinding Inferno already, you still get this kind of gear a lot. Like for example, this all the 3 module, right? You still get a lot of this 2 module effect, which is not really what we want, because we currently want, when you're grinding Inferno, you kind of want everything to have at least 3 module to upgrade, right? But they did not mention anything about the module grind at the moment. They did only mention about the Green Pursuit for the shell bosses to guarantee a PT system. But I do hope that they'll consider about the Inferno bosses as well. For the module drop, probably have a higher drop rate, or probably a PT system, like every 3 to 4 run, they will give us selling the module can actually give us a currency for us to craft stuff from the module shop here. It will be actually interesting, because for now the way to actually get this universal currency here, right, is only from this part here. So it's not really good for most of the players. So I did written here, Inferno, they will still observe the content, but there's no answer for that. Then the quality of life preset, they are working on 2 things, which is also the highest priority, and it's also what I've been always requesting. If you watch my previous video, you'll notice that I keep on saying presets. So they have 2 things, the highest priority they're actually doing now, which is formation preset and also PvE and PvP preset separate. So if you're a dislike player that actually follow me through the slide, you understand what am I talking about. So formation preset here and PvE PvP preset, it will be a very major change in Etheria Restart, because there's so many content for us to actually play through, and every content have a different build of probably different speed tune for your team to actually work. So what they mentioned now, since they already have the formation preset built into the game, they will fully utilize the formation preset. Instead of just saving the formation, it will save the module and also the shell you equip on. For example, this team here, if my Lily, or for example like Fungus here, is already equipped nicely, then when I'm selecting the formation preset here, instead of just helping us to put in the enemies we want to use, they will also fully gear up what you actually save currently in the formation preset, and also including the shell, something like the dislike formation preset as well, which is actually good. So if they actually make it, it will make a lot more better for the whole game, especially for me, who actually like to play like gear up my unit. Then this will change, make it a lot of good quality of life, because we can like this one here can make it into like Doki Doki run, here can make it into Tormenton run, here can make it into Aurora run. Then I just need to click one button and it will fully equip the enemies for me, instead of just going through one by one to equip them. Because currently in game, how we actually do it is like, let's say I want to use Yada, I come to module, go to the preset and select the module I want to use and confirm replacement one by one for every enemy. So this is actually a good change. Then the other change will be the PvE and PvP preset setting will be separated. So for example, they did mention Etheria here. Instead, the formation currently is going with our life here, like my Kozio here currently don't have the shell, because the shell is actually used for the other content. So instead of just saving the defensive formation, they're gonna add another thing here. It's like a setup room. So you can set up every single enemies here for the PvP preset. So currently now every enemies here, when they equip, is for PvE and PvP sharing, right? But after that, they're gonna make this into just for PvE, and then they have another formation screen. For example, let's say something like this formation screen here, we can actually set up our own equipment on the enemies to actually just use it for every single PvP content. So let's say Etheria, Summit Arena, Fearless Arena, and also the Union GVG. Every enemies that you're gonna play in the PvP, they will be using the PvP preset. So anything you change on the PvE, so let's say my Zada here, is if I remove one gear here, it won't affect the PvP preset. That's actually what I wanted, and they are trying to make it work. So, but they did mention that it's a big project, so they will take some time. So they need some time, and they mentioned that it will probably be announced after a few patches. So not sure when, they didn't give a time, but they need time to actually make it work. But that's the highest priority for them to actually make it work now. So I'm actually looking forward for that, because that's actually one of the best thing I'm looking for. Okay, then the last thing they did mention about the future plans about the double drop rate event. So about the double drop event, they did mention it will happen every 4 to 6 weeks, which is every month that they was not going to have 2 times of double drop rate. It's going to happen every 4 to 6 weeks. There's no fixed time for it, but it's basically every 1.5 months in the range, they will have one double drop rate. So why they want to do it like this period of time is because they want to actually, like, if they put it like a fixed 30-day, then you're gonna expect every 30-day they're gonna have an event. Then probably you'll crash into some of their event they actually plan. So they want to actually make it more flexible. So instead of every 30 days, they make it 4 to 6 weeks. Whenever they want to release it, then they will have an advance notice in advance for 5 days. Alright, so we can expect that every 4 to 6 weeks to actually have one double drop rate, which is actually good. And then we're gonna get one double drop rate coming soon, which is July 12th. We're gonna have the double drop rate. It's already announced globally, so we're gonna have it, so you can start saving your stamina module, the stamina pack, to actually use it at the double drop rate. So be prepared. So basically that's it for the whole video Ethereum meetup here. Cause it's a long video, but most of them is actually talking more detail. But if you want to push through the whole video, you can go check out the video. I'll put the video link in the video description. But this is everything you need to know about the video, right? Basically that's all the compilation detail about the video. Right, so hope you guys enjoy the video. What do you guys think about the Etheria meetup? Like what they cover through, what do you guys think about it? Overall, I would say it's a good direction, because the biggest thing is actually the preset thing. But I do hope that they actually able to bring faster to the live server, because they didn't give an actual date. So I hope that it's like within these few months, like 2 months or 3 months, to actually have the formation preset. It will make the life a lot more easier, and also not to mention the PvE PvP preset. Then the other stuff like the shell changes, PT system is a good changes, it's a good direction to go. But I still think that they have to consider about the module bosses Inferno as well, not just the shell bosses. But basically that's it. But I would like to hear your comments as well. What do you guys think about Etheria meetup? And see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Sky Elk, Trekcan, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Nader, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Choni, Antonio Winterspoon, Rocco Stenzions, thank you so much for your support. And also special thanks to the Super Thanks MVP, HMZ Rings, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tab. Thank you so much for Code Wilderness, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Choni. Thank you so much for your support.